Hello, current clients, past clients, and future clients. I'm Rebecca Lindquist, the speech and accent coach in the Silicon Valley, and today I have a special treat for you. So as you know in these videos, I like to share insights with you around speech and voice, and even around executive presence. And an integral part of executive presence and how we show up when we speak to others is our posture. Posture and voice are inextricably linked. So today we have a guest who is the founder of the Vitality Center in San Mateo and also the father of Reposturing. Please join me in welcoming to our conversation Aaron Parnell. So some of you may be wondering how you can get reposturized, and that's what Aaron specializes in. So while he's here, let's let him explain it to us. Aaron, what is reposturing and how do you go about getting it?
Reposturing is a body of work that addresses the relationship between the bones doing the work of weight bearing and the muscles doing the work of movement. So what we do with reposturing is make sure that the bones can do their best job of weight support. And that leaves the rest of the body free to do movement and communication and having fun and experiencing pleasure. So what we do with reposturing, sometimes if we look at a person's body and we see that the body is sort of leaned forward and compressed, well, the problem isn't just that they're leaning forward and compressing. Maybe the muscles in the back are not strong enough to pull and hold the shoulders and the whole upper body upright.
Yes.
So we'll give you strength exercises. Maybe we need to open up the front of your body so that we can restore the freedom of movement to the front of the body, especially for people who sit a lot for work or for exercise. You want to open up the front of your hips. And so we do a lot of that with reposturing. And in the process of reposturing, what winds up happening is people get their voice back, people get their confidence, and people have access to parts of themselves and their spirit even that have always existed, but they didn't have access to. So with reposturing, it's a science, it's an art, it's a technology, it's a theory of a way of looking at how the body is supposed to be when it's at its best. I got my start toward what we now know as reposturing by being on the first Olympic sports massage team. When I was I was a physical therapy major in my undergrad in college. And after 2 years of all the academics of physics and anatomy and physiology, I went to the hospital to see what physical therapists really do. And I knew right away that I would not thrive in that environment because I'm very creative. And you can't be creative in a highly regulated hospital
Makes sense.
environment. So I knew a hospital wouldn't be the right thing for me to do. One of us would get sued. So I decided to go to chiropractic because I would at least be a doctor. So but I wanted to be a really good physical therapist. So I took massage classes off campus while I was taking my academics for physical therapy. So after 2 years of academics, I also had 2 years of massage training. And I took Swedish massage, shiatsu, Traeger work, polarity therapy, and Lomi Lomi with Auntie Margaret. So I took these 5 different approaches to relaxing the body and getting the best out of your body. And then I went to chiropractic college. I started building a clientele of athletes who were training for golf tournaments, tennis, skiing, triathlons, marathons, and my clients were getting good results. Then in January of 1984, I heard that they were putting a sports massage team together for the Los Angeles Olympics. And that's when I said, that's my ticket. I've got to be on that team. And there were 2,000 people applying for those 35 or 40 positions that I was competing against. And I made sure that I did something extra to make sure that my resume was always on top.
And that
people that's a trade secret.
Oh, that's a trade secret.
Yes.
Okay.
So what wound up happening was I had my clients, I had 3 world-class athletes, 2 of whom actually went to the Olympics. Rod Dixon represented New Zealand in the men's marathon, and Nancy Dietz represented the U.S. in the women's marathon.
How fantastic.
Yeah, so I already had world-class athletes as clients, Olympians as clients, and that helped me uh, uh, have a stronger presentation because I had a good education. I had experience in sports massage. I had world-class athletes who had already gone to the Olympics, who are already qualified to go to the Olympics, and that package together helped qualify me to be one of the 35 people they've chosen to be on the first Olympic sports massage team. When I worked with athletes from all over the world, 42 countries in every one of the 52 Olympic sports, I started realizing that this is working really well.
Yes.
These athletes, I was stretching them, I was pounding on them to get the best out of their bodies, and they were coming back saying, hey, I got 3/100ths of a second off my best time.
Ooh.
And those 3/100ths of a second can make the difference between infamy and stardom when it comes to being a world-class athlete.
Makes sense, yeah.
And so people were getting better, people were recovering better, faster. And one lady took a gold medal home. She had no idea she was going to be qualified to do it. She wanted to be able to win, but she hadn't put all of her juice behind it. But what is now reposturing, that made the difference for her. And she's a women's hurdler. So women's 400-meter hurdles. Nawal El Mutawakel set a world record in the women's 400-meter hurdles. She was the first Arab to ever win a gold medal, and she was the first woman to compete and do as well. I was so happy for her, and her life changed. But also, I learned something in the process that this work that I'm doing was special, and it was so special that it was changing people's lives. And at the end of the Olympics, I thought, wow, I've helped participate in these people getting the best out of their bodies. But there's no one working with regular people.
Right, exactly.
I want the best out of my body too. And as happens with athletes, every company wants to sponsor them, have them use their products, etc. But nobody's working with our parents, our kids, our cousins in communities all over the world. And so I wanted to create something that could be useful for everyone. And that's 10 years later, I taught my first training so that more practitioners and professionals can offer this service in their community as well. So it's been a process, and I've written 4 books, over 100 articles, and I've taught over 1,000 professionals to do all or parts of what we now know as reposturing.
Wow, what a fascinating story.
Yes, it's a lot more. Read one of the books and you'll see some of the story in there. When I got to the end of the Olympics, I sort of visualized through this tunnel, like my future-looking tunnel, and I realized that there's no degree or course of study that was established to help people get the best out of their bodies. All healthcare education in the mid-'80s was designed around the paradigm of after somebody has an injury or is ill, then you can fix them. And even sports medicine is in its nascent stage, and in the 80s, focused on how do you heal an athlete after they've injured themselves. And the thing with sports massage is you have to think, how can that athlete change what they're doing to train so that they never get injured? And furthermore, that they are able to get the best out of their bodies every time, recover quicker every time. So for that, you need great posture. And so what I was doing for athletes to help them win and thrive, I'm doing for regular people. And even those who are regular people who are athletes on the weekends, this reposturing helps as well.
That makes so much sense. Reposturing is really powerful.
It's really powerful. And I'm grateful that I was chosen to be the person to pass it on. And now it's in a form that health professionals, fitness professionals, wellness professionals, beauty professionals can can learn from us, and we have trainings for them. We have certifications for them. So if you're interested in serving people in your community, give us a call over at the Reposturing office in San Mateo in Silicon Valley, or go to our website, reposturing.com, and let's see how we can help you.
Great idea.